Your dreams were your same old place that you laughed about. Well, the names have all changed since you hung around, but those dreams have remained and they've turned around. Who'd have thought they'd lead you?
Stretch. Okay. So, working on the post radio show stuff. I actually just sent out the email blast, so that's good. I just got to do some social media stuff, but other than that, I'm doing all right. A little bit, not as much as I normally get done, but hey, I'm getting something done. Speaking of getting something done, I want to go over this blog post. Now, we've spoken about this before. I'm adding a link. I'm adding the link to the site, so you'll be able to check out if you're watching this later next to the recording. You'll be able to see the link. Now, we spoke about this. What do you call it? A movement, kind of. They probably have a better wording for it, but this initiative. That's the word I'm looking for. Initiative about getting browsers like all kind of like supporting the same thing at the same time, kind of thing. So when a feature is released, all the browsers have it, right? Because there was a point in the past where you weren't really able to use a certain feature because you never knew if it would be supported across all the different browsers, right? And so now a bunch of the major browsers are getting together and they're like setting like a path, like a plan for a thing like, all right, this year we're all going to try and support these things here, right? So let me share my screen. So this is a new blog post. I'm pretty sure I haven't gone over it before, but it's coming from the Safari team, so WebKit. So here it is. And shouts to Jen Simmons, who wrote the article. And so I figured just kind of go over it because it kind of talks about what's going to happen in 2024, right? So pretty dope. All right. So now it says, the web just gets better with Interop 2024. Awesome. And so the web is amazing. It makes collaborating, learning, and connecting easy for billions of people because it's intentionally designed to run on radically different devices. So regardless, as long as whatever device it is, as long as it can connect to the internet, why don't I have the best experience as possible, right? So that's the point. It's your job as a web developer to ensure your project works in every browser and for every user. And that can be a hard thing to do. It's a far easier undertaking when browsers have identical implementations of the web technology you use. Yes. Identical implementations are accomplished through the web standards process, where people collaborate together to write extremely detailed technical documentations that define each new web technology, right down to how website bugs should work. So one way to check and see if browsers follow the web standards is through automated testing. There are several shared repositories of such tests, including web platform tests, which I think we'll take a look at. WPT contains over 1.8 million tests, of which over 95% pass in all of the major browsers. So there's a lot of work that goes into browsers, which is kind of amazing. So they talk about the Interop project, and we've spoken about this before. So again, it aims to improve interoperability by encouraging browser engines teams to look deeper into specific focus areas. So now for a third year is pretty dope. So Apple, Boku, who are the folks I think that make like little embedded joints, if I remember correctly. I could have sworn I got like a board because I was playing around with some J5, I think it was. And I'm pretty sure it was Boku is where I bought it from, I think. I don't know. I'll check the link. Google, Igalia, Microsoft, and Mozilla pooled our collective expertise and selected a specific subset of automated tests for 2024. So they're all going to try and pass, I think they said above a 95% of these tasks that they're looking to accomplish, right? So some of the technologies chosen have been around for a long time. Other areas are brand new. By selecting some of the highest priority features that developers have avoided for years because of their bugs, we can get them to a place where they can be finally finally be relied on. And again, like I was saying before, sometimes you're like, oh, I would really like to get this feature into this application, this web app, but so and so doesn't support it. And so, you want to try, like they said, give all users a great experience. And by selecting exciting new technology, we can ensure it's interoperable from the beginning. So yeah, so it's pretty dope. And some of these we're going to go through, but yeah, I'm pretty excited about some of them because especially they're going to be pretty dope for like web components. And so yeah, I'm a big fan of that. All right, so here's kind of like the recap of 2023 last year. And so you can see like everybody got to like a good point. So like 95% is like what they're aiming for. And let me see. So in 2023, January, 48% of the chosen tests passed in all three. So that means they were at like 48% all across or whatever, right? Which is probably around here. Now a year later, right, that pass rate rose to 95% in Chrome Dev, Firefox Nightly for desktop Linux, pretty specific there, and Safari Technology Preview on macOS Ventura, another very specific one. All right, so you see here, cool. So then what did it accomplish? You can check all that out. But what I really liked is has right here, this one right here. I was actually kind of waiting on that for like a project that I was doing. And so now that it's supported across like all the browsers, it makes it a lot easier for me. So that's pretty dope. All right. And then here, this is also cool. Web components. Anytime I see web components, I'm always excited. So that's dope. So web components got a boost with adopted style sheets, which I've not even done anything with. Element internals. That sounds interesting. So I'm gonna have to check that out. Form associated custom elements. Okay. With form stuff, that's okay. And the basic behavior is shadow DOM and custom elements. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to like look more into that. That's why I like doing these things because it helps me see like where the landscape is at, and then now I know it's there. I can build on top of it, right? Cool. So there's a lot of cool stuff here, right? Now 2024. Let's get into the future of this. So now we're doing it all again for 2024. 96 focus area proposals were submitted for consideration. Ultimately, 16 were chosen. So from 96 to 16. Grouping some of the new proposals together and continuing some of the work from 2023 gives Interop 2024 a total of 17 focus areas. All right, so let's see. So now here you can check out the dashboard, which is pretty dope. I'll maybe show that if there's time. And so they kind of talk about all the things that's happening. Oh yeah, so the Interop 2024 dashboard, looking at the stable browsers, those currently in the hands of everyday people. Coincidentally, the overall Interop score is once again starting at 48%. So they talk about the dashboard. So the dashboard now has Edge and Edge Dev running on Windows 10. Now, here's what they're focusing on. They said they had like 17, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12. Yeah, so they got 17 here. Nice. So custom property. So this stuff I'm like really kind of hyped about, at least from like looking at this list real quick, is custom properties, again, which has to do with web components. Declarative shadow DOM, which is going to be super dope. What's the layout one? I'm not even sure what layout is. The CSS nesting, that's going to be pretty dope too. So you don't need stuff like Sass or whatever. It's just in there now. It's pretty dope. Oh, relative color syntax. Whatever. Never mind. So I want to take a look primarily of just custom properties and declarative shadow DOM. And so I guess they have them kind of like looped. Wait, hold on. Oh, no, never mind. These are in alphabetical order. Never mind. I thought I was like, oh, maybe they put these together because it has to do with web components. But no, it is just alphabetical order. Cool. All right. So the at property, at rule. So maybe this doesn't have to do with web components. Never mind. I'm thinking about custom elements. It's been a long day. But this is still pretty dope. Like I've been wanting to look into this too. So the at property, the at property at rule started shipping in browsers over the last few years. As part of the Interop 2023, the custom properties focus area rose from 4% of tests passing on all stable browsers to 7.6%. with 90.7 passing in all of the preview browsers. So Firefox is the last browser to add support, which is currently in progress in Firefox Nightly. So it's just waiting on, like, I guess, Firefox to put it into the main browser. Since this work isn't done yet, the focus area is being continued in 2024. Also, this is the one that carried over from 2023. All right. So yeah, so they're still working. So I may hold off on the app property thing until it's more browsers. But yeah, so with app property, developers can declare CSS custom properties in a fashion similar to how engines define CSS properties. Cool. Specifying its syntax, inheritance behavior, and initial value. Oh, that's pretty dope. Okay. This allows you to do things in CSS that were impossible before, like animating gradients or certain parts of transforms. Oh, that's pretty dope. Okay, cool. Now this here, web component stuff. The declarative shadow DOM is a declarative API that lets you create reusable widgets and components, like web components, by using only HTML. No JavaScript is necessary. So because now what you need to do, like, and this is mostly for like presentational things, right? So let's say if you had your own super special button or something that you wanted, right? Well, no, buttons have like on clicks. Let's say you wanted to do, I don't know, an H1, a very special H1 tag or whatever, right? And well, no, even with buttons, you don't need JavaScript because you can do like on click and stuff, whatever. Never mind. But let's say you have something that's purely presentational and it just shows up, right? So with the declarative shadow DOM, you can like have it show up, because now in order for the browser to kind of understand your custom element, it needs some JavaScript to explain like the behavior of it. But if your thing doesn't really have anything like that, then you can declare your shadow DOM declaratively instead of having to rely on JavaScript to kind of set it. And so the browser will be like, oh, it seems like a weird tag that doesn't know about, but then everything it needs to render is inside here and just does it. At least that's what my understanding is of it. And so folks are using that to be able to kind of like server-side render web components, do the declarative shadow DOM. So it takes, like, for example, I have this web component that I put on my sites that I create that kind of like, it pulls information from the database that talks about what I use to create that site, right? So instead of having to recreate that over and over again, I just have a web component, I pull in data from it, and it just formats everything for me, right? So there's nothing that it needs to do. It's just presentational, right? So with this, I will be able to serve it. So the way it works now is that you need JavaScript to do all that stuff, like to do it and parse it and everything, right? But now what I can do is do that on the server, call the endpoint, do my whole thing, and put it out, like, so it'd be like a declarative shadow DOM, and then just pass that down to the browser, and it'll just load without needing any actual like JavaScript, right? So it'll be able to load properly on sites that don't have JavaScript running or what have you. So yeah, that's what I'm planning on doing with it. So, but yeah, so it's a declarative API that lets you create no JavaScript necessary. It's been supported in Safari 16.4 since March 2023, and in Chrome 90 since April 2021. So Firefox implementation in Firefox Nightly. So they're working on that. So I'm looking forward to that being a thing. Declarative Shadow DOM was one of the often asked for features in the State of HTML 2023 survey. So people have been asking for it. So it was chosen to be part of the Interop 2024 to ensure it becomes interoperable across all browsers. So I'm looking forward to that. So shouts to all of them putting that together. That's dope. So I'm really looking forward to that. So check out the rest of this. Like I said, we have a link to it in the next to the video, so you can check it out for yourself. And yeah, shout to them. Oh, real quick, I wanted to show the that dashboard, which you can. It's linked to it also, but I just want to kind of show it here. And so here it is, the Web Platforms Test dashboard. And so you can kind of see like where we're at with everything, which is pretty dope. Does it have the declarative shadow DOM? Yep, here's the old declarative shadow DOM right here. So like 71%, not bad. Like I said, it's in Firefox Nightly, so it's not really there yet, but pretty good. Look like it's coming there soon. So I'm hoping midway into the year, we'll be good to go. But yeah, no, it's pretty cool. And Popover is super dope too. So I'm looking forward to that. But again, waiting on Firefox a little bit. So Popover, that's going to be awesome. I'm looking forward to that. And there's a lot of cool stuff. So you can kind of see tracking it throughout the year, which is pretty dope. So yeah, no, this is pretty awesome. So shouts to everybody putting that together. That's really cool. And it just proves that the web is getting better every day. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate the work of these folks. All right. So I'm gonna get y'all back to work. Again, thanks for hanging out. Hopefully you are making some progress in whatever it is that you're working on. And when we come back, we'll take a look at an artist's website, maybe listen to some music, watch some videos, maybe you'll become a fan. And I got some stuff to finish for the radio show. So thanks for hanging out. I'm gonna send you off for this traveling music. This is, once it loads, Anthony Cruz, aka A Butter. The track is called Thank You. All right, see you 50 minutes after the hour. And y'all be easy. I wish you much productivity. All right, peace.
I want to say thank you for holding on. When a brother was down and out, now I feel so strong. And I want to say thank you for being there. When a brother had nowhere to turn to, you were there. And I feel like, yeah. And everybody says, yeah. We spread love like, yeah. I want to say thank you for holding on. When a brother was down and out, now I feel so strong. And I want to say thank you